It's J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We're going to talk about BMF, Blowing Money Fast, episode 3. It just aired today. It aired at midnight as well. But it's a 30-minute series, so I haven't been doing it at midnight on the first review. And anyway, let me know, what do you guys think about the series so far? Do you like it? What do you think? Me, myself, I like it. I think it's better than the show, actually, as far as the story and what really happened. But, I mean, the show, things have been changed. The show's not bad. It's just that it seems that what actually happened and the real life story, it just seems a little more interesting to me. Now, I'm sure they have different reasons on why they produce it the way they do, and that's cool. I mean, some of the people that have been shot in the show either don't exist or are still alive. So, you know, or things went differently than was said. So, you know, it's actually surprising that damn near all of these people are still alive, but they kind of explain why all of these people are still alive, which is actually really interesting and unique. I kind of knew this already, but just didn't think about it. And I'll tell you the reason why. And they said pretty much that Meech was unique in drug life or mafia life or gang life or whatever, in the sense that when he went places to consolidate, he went with words and a plan, and he didn't use violence to take over territory. He didn't use strength or muscle to take over territory. He used, you know, friendship and a plan and words, which is why a lot of people still alive, and probably why they moving him where they moved him in prison, because they say he's very charismatic and bring people together. So anyway, let me say what's up to my peoples out there. What's good? Nikki, what's good? Say what's up to my fam. B. Halette, what's up, sis? How you doing? Eric Iverson, what's good? What's good? How you feeling? Damian Robinson, happy Sunday. Appreciate it. Ain't forget the hashtag JAYMOOREREVIEWS. I appreciate it. Let's see what else we got there. Ill Woods, what's good, fam? What's up, Samara? How you doing? You say the real life story is much more interesting. I think so too. And they did have a family type of organization. That's why they was the Black Mafia, but then family, which now makes a little more sense because it was more like a family organization, which, you know, people say that. But after looking at this, they explain it a little bit more. He never took over anything or had people work with him through force or power. It was through family values. We all gonna get money together. We all can come up together. And even in videos that they show, you know, clips from that time period, Meech is saying it don't matter if you the security guard, the janitor, everybody get benefits, everybody travel, everybody got money, you know, everybody doing good. And I learned a long time ago, it's better to be loved than to be feared. He didn't run his organization through fear. It was through love. And today, I mean, I guess they probably wouldn't put people that had something negative to say in the documentary, but up until this day, every single person that come in there has nothing but good things and love for Meech. And I'm sure they didn't all went to jail behind some of this stuff and had stuff happen. And they all got nothing but good things to say. Now, again, I'm pretty sure if it was some people that had something negative to say, they probably wouldn't have put them on the show. I don't know. Maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. Depend on how important they were to, you know, the story, I guess. But it is pretty good, interesting. I'll tell you a little something about it right quick. I'm pulling up this little thing right here. So yeah, as people see, they got the trailer, Blowing Money Fast. And I mean, it's just 30 minutes. That's the sad thing for me. 30 minutes. I mean, as soon as it's getting good, it's over. And that's the problem I have with it. As soon as it's getting good, it's over. But the information you get is very good. So in the last episode, episode 2, we last saw Meech was shot. And he ended up, after being shot, leaving to get out of town, let things quiet down, whatever the case. And he ended up in Atlanta. Well, now we see that it was 1989 when he got to Atlanta. And he was at a great point because Atlanta was changing. It was wide open. Black people was able to, you know, spend money. It was Black Mecca. Freaknik was going on. I don't know how many of y'all remember Freaknik. I was right at the time to go to Freaknik when it was stopping at around 96. Eric Iverson, thank you for the super chat. You say other stars shows you gotta watch. Step Up. I've seen Step Up. I was wondering if people was watching that. I did reviews for Blind Spotting and nobody watched it. Heels is okay and Hot Town is good. Yep. I appreciate it, man. When this is the thing, let me do this right quick. Thank you for supporting Eric Iverson. Appreciate it. Spreading love. So, like Eric Iverson say, to review all of these shows, that would be great. But when people who do reviews that you guys enjoy, whoever it may be, when they review shows that you may want them to do, like some of these other shows, you got to watch, you got to support, you got to share, because this is just like television. If I'm making videos or anybody else is making videos about something and nobody's watching, well, the show gets canceled. The person stops making the videos. So make sure you guys watch and support, and you know, people will make the videos and keep going. So, but appreciate it. Good thought. Good point. But yeah, Atlanta was wide open. They went to Atlanta. In 1990, they announced that the Olympics was coming to Atlanta, and that's when everything started to change. I remember back in like 95 when I was listening to Goody Mob, and they was talking about the, you know, Atlanta area, and that's the first time I heard about the Red Dog Police, which stood for what? Run every drug dealer out of Atlanta. That's what they said in there. So I do remember hearing about that and the music around that time. So they had basically cracked down on Atlanta because the Olympics was coming in 96. They had 6 years to get the city together, and they had the city dried up, which was a perfect opportunity for them. Meech met a woman, told her he had to get out of Detroit. It's like crabs in a barrel with Detroit people, which, you know, that can be true. And he said that one thing about Atlanta that they like is in Detroit, they was only able to buy hood homes. And if they had bought some like homes in the suburbs or something nice, they'd have got arrested. It would have been attracting too much attention pretty much. So they saw in Atlanta that, you know, black folks young, had nice houses, nice cars, all of that stuff. And so, and then it was dried up because of what was going on. So all he needed was a plug, which he didn't have. And at that same time, according to the documentary, they said that the United States government kind of cut off the Colombian supply. So most of the dope that was coming to America was coming from Mexico now. And that's around the time when they say in 96, that's when Meech went to Cali and met this dude named Wayne, I think Wayne Joyner. And the most of the documentary is this dude in Cali talking. And he was talking about when he met Meech. Meech said, I've been a millionaire a couple times already, but I'm down right now. But, you know, we work together. We get this plug. I'm going to be back. And so, you know, he said at first, no, he had a lot going on with, you know, he was under a little surveillance himself, he said, and, you know, problems going through a divorce and car broke down. He like, forget it. Let's go on ahead and get this money. And so, you know, he started doing that, selling weed for a minute, smoking weed, hanging out. And then they met this dude named White Boy. No, they met this dude named Green Eyes first. And Green Eyes is the one that knew he was buying weed, but he knew people with big dope that had more dope than they knew what to do with. And, you know, Meech wanted to be like Costco. He said, have it in bulk. And next thing you know, they blew up, you know what I'm saying? And Meech felt like he could expand with his vision because he coming with love, with money. Everybody get money. He said he had the opportunity to go to any ghetto in America because he a black man, come with that dream, get this money, and it worked, you know. And it makes sense when they explained his partying. He said he partied and did all that to attract attention so that people would wonder who he is. He would spend money with them and then tell them, hey, I'm trying to get money with you. And I mean, that's a hard pitch to deny, you know what I mean? You got somebody saying I'm rich and I'm spending all this money at the club, and hey, come on through, and I want to make you rich too. You know, that's a lot. So Samara said that's Lil Meech mom. Okay. I didn't know that woman that they first showed was Lil Meech mom. I have to say she actually looked better now than when she was younger. I don't know. I think I'm getting old, y'all, because I just like grown women. Women 35 and up. I don't know. But anyway. Juan Marley say, yeah, they just stuck out big time here out in them suburbs. I know, right? Definitely wish the episodes was longer than 30 minutes. But they stretching it out. Yeah, he say once they got that plug, they went from 100 keys to 1,000, boy. It was like the floodgates open, baby. And they was getting it straight from Mexico. He was like, it was straight pure. They didn't have to test it or nothing. They had freight trucks, semi trucks going all over the country. He saying, no, thank you. I'm trying. I'm trying not to pretend. I'm pretending I'm not. I'm getting up there. But yeah, that they had a lot of weight moving, flooding damn near the whole country. They was talking about he wanted to like consolidate the dope business across the country. And so he like, look, we can get money together, or, you know, I ain't gonna kill you. They ain't never said so far in this documentary that they was gonna kill somebody. Which, why would they? You ain't gonna self-incriminate. But nobody is saying anything about any violence. So he said he would go to each hood and tell them, look, if you can buy and move 2 or 3, you know, bricks, you can move 20. I'm gonna show you how. He showed him how to flip it, do everything, move it, and it was just he had it down pack. And Terry, they said, was so like strict, and Meech like the party. Terry would be like, I need these bills a certain way, hand pressed, and 5,000 stacks, 10 up, 10 down, ba da 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 da. Like Terry was down to a T, meticulous about every detail. And of course, Meech would go and party, so all the hustlers and everybody would notice who this dude with all this money doing all of this. Then he'd bring them in. He wouldn't be like, get up off of here, punk. He'd be like, no, come on, bring them in, get the money with them. Shoot, that was his bait. That was his carrot to take over every neighborhood that he would go to. And they said that he was like a big film buff, studied all the movie and gangster legends, from Capone to Scarface to all of that. And he was doing this thing. He was smart in how he did things. So it is interesting how he kind of put everything together and brought all these guys together. White Boy, he was talking about how he loved Meech. Meech treated his brother that got cerebral palsy, made real good, made sure he got into every club and was the first one in, got to party with them, go everywhere they went. I mean, he was like, man, ain't nobody ever treated us like that. So it's a lot of love that was spread with Meech and the way he ran things. So that it's always best to be loved than to be feared, but Meech, I had to give it to him, man. He was smart, and he was able to keep the crabs in the barrel mentality down, which is hard to do, but everybody was getting money. Everybody felt important. Everybody partied. Everybody traveled. Everybody did whatever they was doing. So nobody felt less than. Everybody had nice things. So, it's interesting. I mean, it's sad in a way because they were doing something, and not the legality of it all, but just the reality of it all. I mean, you were selling crack and cocaine and all kind of drugs, and to be simply nice, that ain't good for your health. Okay. And it was bringing people's health down, to be saying the least. People had a health care condition because of their business. And it's just sad that the human cost. But had he been able to apply that in a way that is beneficial, I mean, I don't know what business a person could or should be in, but he has amazing people skills and skills to convince and unite people, which is very valuable in this world. So I wonder what he could have did differently had he had different opportunities in life. Who knows? Just kind of sad that our people don't always have those opportunities, and some very talented people can make some unfortunate decisions. Because, I mean, the way he was able to do things in this drug game, that's a very dangerous game, and do it for so long in so many states with so much stuff, that's a accomplishment. It's an accomplishment in the underworld of things. You could say, should that be considered an accomplishment or not? I'm not going to say it's going to be something, you know, that would be considered a great accomplishment for humanity, but it is an accomplishment, because that's not easy. Anybody that's ever tried to get a large amount of people to do things, and large meaning more than 5 or 10, is not easy. Try to get people to hit the like button or subscribe or any stuff, you know, and that's free and harmless. So I think that I think that's accomplishment. I wish it could have been something more positive, because who knows what effect it could have had. But you know, they say they got up to 400 keys a month. That's what J-Bo said. They like, man, I can't even count how much money that was, man. Millions. 400 kilos a month. It's a lot of money, a lot of product. Woo! So I don't know. He united a lot of people. They showed dudes in Compton, St. Louis, you know, Atlanta, all over the place. So I mean, Meech, he did a lot. He did a lot, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about this episode and think about this show? If y'all hear me sniffling, I got this air on in here, and it's got me over here sniffling. I should have wore my long sleeve like I always do, but anyway. Juan Marley say, yeah, he was flooding his people for real, for real. I know that's right. He was. Yeah, they had the limo. So in this episode, they talked about how they was moving the stuff for across states. And at first they was using semis, and then they started using cars. The semis could get stopped or whatever. And the cars started to break down. They was driving them so much. And then it could only hold so much. So then they started using limos and like Hummer limos, and they had it where you got to have, you know, the radio station on this. You got to turn the windshield wiper on. You got to turn the window down on the passenger seat. You got to push this, do that, turn this, do that, all in a certain order for everything to open up. If you don't do it in that order, it won't open up. They used to wrap dog repellent on the keys so the dogs couldn't smell it. Dog repellent. He had everything set up like an assembly line. So when you bring it in, boom, the next person, they do this part, move it to there, boom, the next person, boom. Meechad, he was a little genius on how he had everything going. And, you know, they did this for a long time. And one of the ways they was able to do it for a long time is that they would always be in and out within a week or two. They would never stay in any town or any area longer than they, you know, needed to. And they was gone. And they always used the people in the areas they were going to. Even when he went to Atlanta, he said, I didn't bring no Detroit dudes and set up shop here. I used the people that was already here and got money with them. So normally when you see people move in to try to move drugs or something, it's they people. And they not getting money with the local people. They taking money from what the local people was getting. So he did it differently. And he treated everybody good. When people would come by, he said everybody was welcome. He had like an open door policy. Everybody could get it. Everybody be coming in. They'd be like, damn, who's this dude? He just say, come on in, and this, that, and the other. And that's how he was rolling. Like Meech showed love to everybody. And even in one of the videos, he had some real good points. He was talking about we love spend our money. Can't take it with you when you die. You don't never see a Brinks truck backing up to a funeral. That's all true. I mean, the Egyptians tried, and how'd that work out? So, yep. got a good point. And unfortunately, can't take it with you if you go to jail either. I don't know. How many of you guys think Meech and Terry was able to stash some money so that they would never be broke again? I mean, Terry, I believe, is out on house arrest right now, but anything that they would buy or do or spend, I'm sure, is being watched and monitored. But I don't know. Yeah, he said the temperature had to be on 68 as one of the examples for the stash spot. That was dope. I had to give it to him. And even the people in the documentary was like, you know, they took it to another level. They took it to a whole nother level. But nah, overall, it was good. I'm going to give it a Mosco and let you know what I thought about this episode. One thing, I haven't been able to do the last two this way. A lot of stuff been going on, but I'm gonna try to finish the rest of the series out like this. So we're gonna check it out. Well, got something going on with my TV. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and do a Mosco for this episode. All right, the Mosco is my rating system. 4 simple categories, 25-point max score for each category. Give you 100. Can always round it down a decimal point to get a score of 1 to 10. So for the first category, visuals and cinematography, with it being a documentary, it's not going to have high marks for visual effects, but I do like seeing the pictures, the locations, and the people and all of that stuff. They use good camera work and things of that nature. Even a few little illustrations like when they were showing the car and all of that stuff. So overall, I would give it a 20 because it's a documentary, but they still do illustrate their points pretty good. Storyline and plot, very good, very interesting. And I would give it a 25 for this episode. I wish it was more. I wish it was longer. I mean, the story is very good, very interesting. Special effects, makeup, costume. It is no special effects, no makeup, costumes. People are wearing their regular clothes that they own. So I will give it a score of a 15. It is what it is. And as far as entertainment fun factor, I'm gonna give it a 20 because it's very entertaining. I enjoyed it. And so that brings it to a score of an 80 or an 8 out of 10. All right, 80. Of course, I leave a 0.5 for, you know, if you want to make adjustments. So if you think it's a 7.5, you can make a point for that. And if you think it's an 8.5, I can see your point for that. I will put it at an 8. It's pretty good, entertaining. It's a documentary. Normally documentaries are longer, but a 30-minute documentary, I guess, is, yeah, I guess it'd be really good if a person binged it when it was over and you could just watch all 8 episodes, or at least watch 4 in one day and then 4 the next. And then, you know, it probably would be a better viewing experience. Documentaries are normally at least an hour. And that's really my only complaint, is I would like it to be a little longer, but I enjoy it. I think it's well produced. And I don't have any complaints about the show. I actually think it's better than the TV show, and I like the TV show, but the real life story is better. So, Eric Iverson, what's up, brother? Say, on another note, I felt bad when you reviewed Black Adam and you left your food on the car. First time I heard you curse. LOL. Please review Hip Hop Homicides. Hey, man, you never mess with a black man's chicken. Nah. Hey, those were some big chicken tenders. And that was the theater movie price. So they was like $10 for them little things. They weren't worth $10. But I was going to take them home. I was full. I think it was like 5 of them. I only ate 2. So that was 3 big juicy tenders gone to waste. We got some birds and animals got to eat some fried chicken. And I had some honey mustard sauce. I had to pay $1 for that sauce. Damn. That's for, yeah, man. That was a sad day, man. Let that fallen chicken leave your fallen soldier behind. Thanks, brother, for spreading love with the super chat. Juan Marley, you say it shows some pics of them in Detroit in them early days dressed like Run DMC. I know, right? Media One Software, the season 2 of BMF come out already? No, it didn't. This is the BMF documentary that is on Stars. So instead of season 2 of BMF, they released this 8-part documentary instead. And I guess we'll see season 2 of BMF next year. So unfortunately, it's not out just yet. But I guess they gave us this to hold us over. But to me, it feels kind of weird because we're watching the whole story. And it's almost like, well, why we won't watch season 2 and 3 and stuff now? We're going to watch, we know the whole story now. And when they do things in the show, we'll know that's not what really happened. I don't know. Maybe some people already knew all the details of the story. I didn't. I knew of them and I knew things about what happened, but I didn't know as much as I'm learning in the documentary, which I hope it doesn't throw off the TV show experience for me, because I do like the BMF show. I think it was a really good show. So we'll see how it turns out. Eric Iverson says the season finale of this is the same night as season 2 premiere. Okay. Yeah, they like to do that to keep everybody going on your subscriptions. So we'll see how that all turns out. But overall, I like it. Good show. Definitely think it's worth watching. It's only 30 minutes. I mean, not much you could do in 30 minutes these days in life. So watching that ain't bad. And, you know, people like short stuff anyway. So maybe some people will enjoy the 30 minutes of it. 1 hour to me is not that bad. So anyway, I'm getting ready to wrap this up because, I mean, you know, pretty much covered everything. It's a 30-minute show. But I do appreciate everybody coming through. Before I get up out of here, let me ask you guys, what are some of the things you watching? Are you watching The White Lotus on HBO? Is it something on Netflix? I have been watching this I Am a Stalker series on Netflix. I was thinking about doing a review for that. Hip Hop Homicides. I have not heard of Hip Hop Homicides. Where can I find Hip Hop Homicides? Is that on Netflix or what? Stars? I'm not sure. But let me know in the comments what you're watching. And who knows, maybe I may be reviewing that show next, especially while we have a little bit of a downtime. So we'll see. It's on We TV. I have never heard of We TV, but I'm gonna look for hip hop homicides. I have never heard of We TV. Have you seen The Watcher on Netflix? No, The Watcher. I like your new picture though. How you doing over there with the glasses? The Watcher on Netflix. The Witcher? The Witcher or The Watcher? The Witcher I've heard of and seen a little of, but I need to catch up. They just did a new season. I know people love Cobra Kai. So just let me know in the comments what it is you guys watch. And who knows, I might be doing the review for that. Okay. All right. What's up, Nisha? Happy Soulful Sunday as well. Thank you. And everybody, you all have a good weekend. Well, weekend over, but you all hope you had a good weekend and a good week coming up. Everybody take care. And we out of here. Well, me out of here. Deuces.